Can you see previously the peak is here? So right now the market is coming down again. I think it's a very, very interesting point to watch whether will we actually break our previous high. And if it does, then maybe the market will really go down all the way. Your portfolio is losing a lot of money right now, and over the past 1 year, whatever gains that you have gained has been completely wiped out. If this is you, you want to make sure you watch this video till the end, because this is the exact same advice that I wish I could give myself 5 years or 10 years ago when I first started investing. It's 6 a.m. in the morning right now. I can't help but to make this video because yesterday before I slept, the market was so bullish, the candle was so strong, but the moment I woke up, I checked my account, I realized that, oh my gosh, the market is down another 5%. If you've been confused and don't know what exactly is happening in the market and you felt like you cannot take this roller coaster ride anymore, well, that's why the universe sends you to this video. My name is Chloe. People also know me as the Arigato Investor. If it's the first time of you coming to my channel, I share a lot about stocks, investing, as well as options insights. And in this video, we're going to dive into the market by looking at the chart and identify key support level where actually there are so many opportunities. This is also the exact same advice that I wish giving myself 10 years ago when I first started investing. But before that, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Are you looking for a cool platform where you can comfortably trade derivatives on your favorite stocks and crypto? Meet shares.com, a regulated and trusted trading platform powered by global broker capital.com. What are the main benefits of using shares.com? Let me explain. First of all, you can trade on over 3,000 markets, including your favorite stocks, cryptos, currencies, and commodities with great leverage. You also have free access to 75 indicators, 8 time frames, and 6 chart types. All the pro tools you need. All costs and charges are transparent and competitive, no hidden fees. You can trade on mobile or desktop. If you are unsure, a free demo account is always available. And finally, enjoy fast withdrawals. According to shares.com's internal data of 2025, 98% of all withdrawals are processed within 24 hours. Now they are giving away a special promo to my viewers. Register using the link in the description. Enter promo code Arigato50 in the chat box. Once you trade a required volume, you will get up to $50 bonus. Ready to start trading? Check out shares.com today. If you see this chart, you know how volatile the market is. Over the last few days, the market dipped from here all the way to almost 15% drop in like a significant just 3 days. Yesterday was very interesting because the market opened with bullish sign, right? There was a very strong candle that went up. It was green initially, and then within just one night, it went back down. And you can see that right now, RSI is back to the bottom again. One thing for sure when it comes to investing is in the short term, volatility always seems really scary. But if you pull out the horizon and go to a longer time frame, like a 5-year chart, if I were to remove the drawing for you, you can see that actually the market has been consistently going up over the last, in fact, 70 years, right, since the inception. Of course, there are times that when it went down here, like during the 2008 financial crisis, there's also volatility here back in 2022 when we actually experienced a 1.5 year long of bear market. Can you see previously the peak is here? So right now the market is coming down again. I think it's a very, very interesting point to watch whether will we actually break our previous high. And if it does, then maybe the market will really go down all the way to, I don't know, the next level of support is about $353. And right now we are at this $476, which I think is a very interesting level to watch. So the question is, what is the likelihood that this is going to go down all the way? Based on historical pattern of the chart, it's quite unlikely because, as you can see, this is a 5-year chart, and despite the fact that we've been through so many crises, every time that the market touches back to the support at the 200 EMA, it tends to lift off, right? And whenever it touches, it tends to lift off. So that's why this 200 EMA is something that it's extremely crucial to watch. For example, during this period of time, COVID, there was a moment that market went down way below the 200 EMA for a while, but before it lift off again. And right now, I will probably foresee this happening, right? It will probably drop for a while, a little bit, and then it will eventually lift off. So you have seen here, we have seen here, and we have seen very likely here, right? And if you turn back time, this is another time that basically the same thing happened. And I just want to show you different data point so that you can see for yourself, do you think that very likely the market is actually going to rebound from the 200 EMA? This is the only part that the 200 EMA did not work for an extended period of time. And if you zoom in, it's actually during the '08 financial crisis, right? So this is during the '08 crisis. The market was extremely bearish and it went down below the 200 EMA for an extended period of time from like June to when we recover back, it's in July, 1.5 year long for this to actually happen. So that is why it's always good to invest with caution. You do not want to go in 100% all the time because you just don't know how long will this likely going to last. So you want to make sure during this period of time, you buy into companies or ETFs that you know that can last with the test of time. And if for some reason that it really went down all the way, right, to maybe another 1.5 year, then you still have the holding power. If you are actually buying options, it can get really tricky because you really don't know how long it's going to take for your buy call option to appreciate in value. However, if you are the seller, right, if you are selling puts option, which is what I personally love to do, as long as you actually have the cash to buy 100 shares that you love to own and you know that you are buying great businesses or great ETF that can last with the test of time, then you have the infinite holding power for you to weather through this entire market condition. In fact, I personally love to sell options. I love to use it to generate additional income in a very, very safe way. And recently I published this in my newsletter as well. Feel free to subscribe so that you can receive more investment updates and insights from me. And for the past 6 months, right, with just about $50,000 capital, I managed to accumulate $4,800 over dollars in terms of premium. And if you see this kind of ROI, that is close to like 20% in 1 year, which is definitely better than what the market has given you, given the fact that actually the market gains have been wiped out, right? If you're investing for the past 1 year, maybe your gains actually wiped out. But with selling options, I'm still able to keep my profits and at the same time use these profits, deploy it to either I want to buy more ETFs, buy more shares, or I can even use it to buy call option, which right now is very volatile. But technically, if I am using free money to buy a call option, I have infinite gain, right? So I always look at this in this way that, you know, whenever I have sell put option, right, whatever things that I manage to accumulate as premium, I can use that premium to deploy into something that is more risky, which is a little bit more uncertain, which is buying call option. So this is exactly what you can do, right? You've been actually selling puts option and you've been accumulating a lot of free cash flow. Use this free cash flow to buy call options to accelerate your return should the market rebound. Of course, having said that, right, buying call options, the risk is a lot higher because it's always bounded by time. And that's why it's always wise to buy a longer term call option so that you have time on your side. However, if you feel really uncertain, then just go with buying the shares or the ETF outright. The permanent ownership gives you the infinite amount of time that you need for the market to recover. And I've been sharing with my students to really start buying during this period of time because it's very rare that the market is able to drop like almost 20%. In fact, we are almost approaching a bear market. Bear market is actually the best time to create wealth. Rather than being afraid, use this time to actually start collecting companies or collecting ETFs that can help you and serve you in the long run. I hope you find the quick updates useful for you in your investing journey. At the end of the day, there are always volatility and noises in the market if we are zooming into the short term. However, if we stretch our horizon long enough, that's when you are able to find peace and clarity and knowing exactly what to do. If you are completely new and you don't know what to do right now in this market condition, and you at the same time you feel that you really need to start acting on it because the opportunity is rare, then I highly encourage you to check out my free 2-hour Options to Freedom Masterclass, where I share a lot more about options, how I've been using options to generate consistent income despite of the volatile market, and how I've been using it to also increase my return safely
the Arigato way. All you need to do is to check out the link inside the description box. And if you find this video helpful, remember to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends who are also probably investors like you and feeling a little bit uncertain right now, because all this advice I believe will help them to stay long term and actually seize the opportunities that the market is giving you. Meanwhile, check out the video over here to learn how you can actually increase your probability of success and make your first 100K faster. I will see you in the next video. Arigato!